On this episode of Mad Ginger Customs, we're going to hurt some feelings. It's blasphemy, I know. Get at us in the comments. Let me know how much you love this or how much you absolutely loathe it. But we're putting a Chevy motor in a Ford, and we're doing that this weekend. Let's go! Ladies and gentlemen, we are back on Jess's quote 64 abomination. You guys are going to love or hate this episode. Jess's 64, Crown Vic front end in it. This is what we're putting in it. I know, stop it. You can cry in the comments all you want. This is what we have. Let me explain this to you. We work under a very small budget. I try to make everything work that we have. This motor cost me nothing. Transmission has approximately $30,000. I bought it from a very upstanding guy. I do believe that it was a reman. It's a Jasper reman. I don't know how good that'd be, but so I'm only into this thing for 800 bucks. You know, I bought a one-wire alternator. It would need a carb anyway. HEI from Amazon. Who knows how long that's going to run. Threw a fuel pump on it and a starter. I would have to do all that stuff anyway. We tried to find a Roller 302, 351, 460 for the past 8 months, and I can't find anything that runs for sure and that is less than a couple $1,000. People want gold for that stuff. You know, oh, Ford Tough, whatever. I don't care. Jess just wants to drive this. The problems and hurdles are engine mounts are not available because it's not a Ford, right? And a Crossmember. I found this kit on Amazon. Now, if you guys look at this, I really was just looking for the bushing, you know, and I'd make my own. But I was like, maybe that'll work. So this might work. I measure from here forward, and this puts me almost right over the holes in that Crown Vic front end. Maybe it'll work. Let's see how far we make it. Jess isn't feeling good this morning, so she's probably coming out later. When you have no one to help you, you get inventive. This has no transmission and no brakes, so we strap it up to the CJ and let the winch let it down. Hopefully nobody gets hurt. Yeesh. Ultimately, these are the holes we want to use to make our mounts. There is a kit from, I believe, Transdap to mount a Chevy 350 into a 64 Ford F100. It does operate off the side here and comes out. It's like a pedestal, and then it has a little wing, and it's like a sandwich mount. It goes like right here. These might work. I might be able to come right up out of these. I might have to put an angle on it. Who knows? Can't be that hard, right? Probably is. Then we're gonna have to build an entire Crossmember because this truck only had the mount that went here to support the front of the transmission. It does not have one towards the back. The exhaust, probably not. The Chevy headers, probably not. We'll see. It's wide though. There's a lot of room in here. They put FEs in these things or Y blocks in these things, and I don't think the frame width is the same all the way up till, I don't know, I would assume the 80s. So they put 460s in here and FE motors, and if you can fit an FE in, you can fit a small block in, right? So I'm gonna lift this thing up and hopefully I don't get hurt. Jess is not coming out anytime soon, maybe later on in the day. So let's see if we can just scooch her in. Like, let's slide it in deeply. I got a jacket on the transmission. I did tape up the tail shaft, but it's still leaking. It doesn't look like it's going to be terrible. This mount may not work with the steering. You might have to just make mounts, but I guess I'm not really opposed to that. The steering on this side should be fine. I don't know about the header. Now Ford's offset the drivetrain to the passenger side a little bit. I don't necessarily know that I'm going to do that. I probably will center it, but I mean, kind of slid right in there. Hopefully it didn't break the distributor. It doesn't look like it now. It's not barely touching. So we're going to let it down more. and I'm gonna try to square it up and center it up. On the Y block, this pulley was above the tongue that sticks out. There's a mount that goes right under this pulley. Now do we have to, oh no, my brand new fuel pump. Oh, that's not good. We may be able to straighten that out. If not, I'll have to get a fuel pump. Probably shouldn't have put that on. Here and there, not too terrible. It's pretty terrible. So as I lower it down, it should kind of straighten itself out because it is on the jack in the back. It really should come forward and straighten itself out a bit. And it's not straightening itself out a bit. I don't think I want it that far back, but as long as the pan's not going to rub the cross member, you might as well get the lowest center of gravity you can, right? I could just build a mount right here off the box. That might be ideal. All right, guys, I'm gonna fiddle with it, and I'm gonna try to straighten it out and get it to kind of sit where I need it to live, and then we'll start measuring for some type of mount. It might be actually easier to do it to the box plates. Why wouldn't I do that? I got to think about it. Remember that mount kit I bought because I was trying to find the bushings, and I was like, oh, it has a mount on it. It comes with two little ears. Now, I don't know about you, but I mean, I don't know how much better that could be right there. And then we could gusset it and gusset it. I mean, these are pretty good the way they are. The other side, they're a little short because we're offset. You know, you come up like this. All we need to do is weld a flat plate in, you know, which also would strengthen it. Header's clear. Don't really care too much about that, really. I should be able to get the steering on. If not, we'll come up and over with a mount, or we'll notch it. I mean, guys, it looks like this works the way, I can't even believe that. That header's clearing. We have to make sure we're centered up on the transmission, but you know, it's offset just a smidge to the passenger side. It's almost not noticeable, and the motor's sitting pretty low. I like everything going on right here. Everything. This truck is not going to be slammed. The exhaust is just about a straight shot and lines up. All I have to do is cut it and extend it. Is this really going to happen? Like this? Do you guys think I should go back further? I bet I could go back further, but I want to be able to get the distributor out if I had to. I think I'm going to leave it, because like I said, this other motor, the crank pulley sat like here, and I can get it everything. I can get all the steering parts. I could change the starter if I had to. I can get the headers out. Look at the fitment. I mean, look at it. This is ridiculous. So it's basically 3/8 of an inch to the passenger side, which the factory Ford mount motor was even farther over. So I'm kind of more towards the center. I'm having a hard time believing that I'm not sitting here all day fabricating mounts, because this fits just about perfect. The headers fit. The headers clear the mounts. These are four-wheel drive headers. The only detriment is this header does hang down fairly low on this side. But, like we talked about, this truck is not going to be slammed. Guys, I think that's it. I think if I can get that steering on there, that adapter I got from Ed Ritchie, and we can kind of rest it here. Is that a win? I've never done something that easily before. I'm missing something. Hit me in the comments. What am I missing? I'm not doing something right. But I'm about to just zap this thing, and I'm going to obviously measure it and make sure it's square and level that way. I'm so happy right now. Hit in the comments. Did you guys think this was going to be easy? If you're going to build an abomination, blasphemous motor swap car, is it that easy? Should everybody do this? I know, Ford guys. I know. Stop crying. I still love you. You still love me. Do you still love me? No, probably not. All right, first hurdle. This would have been a hurdle with any Any engine swap we did, unless we used like a factory log manifold. So this steering ultimately needs to be over here. It's not only going to hit this one, it's definitely all in that one. So I don't necessarily think I can move that enough. Even if I cut it and re-weld it, I might be able to cut it and re-weld it. This one, I maybe should be able to dent in or push over with some heat. For ease of time, maybe we're not doing that in this video, and I'm just going to order a short of like C1500, like 88 to 95 shorty headers, because they will come out the back here. So it'll go over and down, and I hope that'll give me a ton of clearance. On cut duty was the Simder CUT-50 PRO. This thing's brand new from Simder. I don't even know if they started shipping them yet, but we did a review on it. And if you guys watched the previous video where we cut the front end out of that F100, she's a good egg. It's pilot arc. All the controls are on the front. Pre-flow, post-flow, 2T, 4T. If you want one of them, I'll put it in the description. But yeah, the thing works pretty good for what it is. I think with my discount's David 80. If you go to Simder, I think it's only 169 bucks. It's like almost free. It's free, basically. It's like free. 169 bucks is like free these days, right? So I'm just gonna tack the plates on the top in place on each side, just so it stays square. And then I'm gonna take them out and weld them on the bottom and then on the top, and then we're gonna put it back in the truck, square it up, and then weld them to the plate, and we'll weld them on that side too. That's at least my plan. And then I got to make a cross member, and to be honest with you, this is going swimmingly. Simder 4050 Pro doing the welding today. It's what's hooked up, so it's what we're gonna use. This thing's actually been pretty good. TIG welds, MIG welds, plasma cuts, slices, dices, julienne fries. If you guys want one of these, I'll put it in the description like always. Let's weld. Oh, that's galvanized. Don't breathe the white smoke from the galvanized, guys. Make you sick as heck. Hold your breath. Woo! Do not breathe the galvanized smoke. Let that air out for a hot second. I'm knocking you guys off the stand. Don't breathe it. Don't breathe it. Hey, oil cap. I want to ask your opinion. Don't breathe it! Bad for a hack. Jess came out. She's like, the mounts were in it. She's like, wow, that looks awesome. I go, it's almost like it's supposed to be there. We're gonna go get lunch. We'll be back. Now I'm trying to get kind of the motor where I need it to be. Like 4 degrees is good. That says 4.1. That's pretty much where I'm gonna be. Now I'm gonna measure it every which way. Make sure it's square and we'll blast it. All right, angle's good. Got it back to 4. Use a straight edge across the valve covers. I mean, I don't know what kind of variance that is, but you know, maybe a little bit. Probably should go across the deck of the carburetor, maybe. But it's pretty much square. That mount has to be tapped up because it's kinked from the weight. This one's pretty much dialed, so I think I'm gonna blast this one in, tack it all in, and then give that thing a little bit of a whacky whack, and hopefully it's good. So I'll set you guys up. Measured again 57 times. Still concerned it's not in the right place. Got everything I could with the headers in there. I'm gonna have to pull the headers back out. I got this plate welded across the top and down the bottom. I got this one on the bottom and the top. I just got to do the other side. And this one I got basically two sides done. But there's no, this thing's in. That's it. That's where she's living. Good, bad, or indifferent. That's it. We'll see you tomorrow. Boop. All right, we're back. It's the morning. I looked at this side quite a bit, just kind of staring at it with the header in it. And even if I cut the header and move the tubing and re-welded it back in, there's not enough room to clear the steering without ultimately making a new header, which I'm not going to do that. I mean, we could, but I don't want to. It would take forever. So I think we're going to have to get a set of headers, so that kind of pushes us back, and it pushes us back financially. We're trying to do this, you know, as inexpensively as possible, and that's not going to help the situation because we still have so many more things to buy. So we are going to finish welding the backside of these, and then we're going to drag this whole thing in here as far as we can. That way we have room where the little walkways are, or there where the fan is. And we're going to try to get the thing jacked up and try to figure out a cross member for the transmission. Now, since this truck is a 64, it didn't have a cross member, so there's nothing you can kind of just use or even reference. And it has dual stainless exhaust on it that's literally brand new. I just built it, and Jess loves the way it comes out, turns down out of the in front of the rear wheels. I would like to keep that, so I have to, you know, do you build a cross member around exhaust? Probably not. But I want to, at least, if it needs a hump on each side, I got to manufacture some type of hump. The Humpty Hump. We'll see if we can't get that transmission to hold itself up, and then we got to measure for a drive shaft because this drive shaft is too short now. I got it jacked up and on jack stands in 4 spots. And what I did was, on the flat part of the frame, I tried to make it 0 to level it. It's like 1 degree. And then I came back here, so the motor's lifted in the back, and it's about 4 degrees. So we're in the ballpark for where we need to be. You can see how far away the drive shaft would have been. So here or there, moving it an inch forward or an inch back really wouldn't work. Try to get you guys back far enough that you can kind of see what I got going on here. This is about where the exhaust hung with the full length headers with the Y block. Smack dab in the middle of what we're working with here. So my thought is I either gotta go up over it, which I'm probably gonna do, and even if I just have to bring a piece up over and then drop back down, maybe flat plate this and then put a piece of like 1.5 or 2 inch over the top and then block it here. I don't know. I don't know nothing. So I'm gonna start cutting up some steel, and we'll see if we can't get something, you know, in it. Ladies and gentlemen, coming next to the stage.
Oh my God.
Oh, she hates that.
Don't.
It is Jess. You want to say hi?
Hi.
You want to be grumpy? It's a little grumpy today. All right, so we got the Evolution out, and we're trying to use just crap we got. So I got 1/4 inch plate, and I got a metric S ton of that. And this is 2 inch by 1/8 wall. And then I got 1.5 by 1/8 wall. I honestly think either one would hold it up. It's not, there's not a ton of weight. But I think we're gonna try the 2 inch, and we're gonna cut a piece 32 inches, try to slide her up in there deeply. It works better if you plug it in, but here we are with no power. Now we return to you with a properly plugged in saw. Why does it always make it magnetic? I don't understand that. Somebody in the comment section is going to know why this is magnetic. And can you please put it in the comment section? Because I don't know. I don't know nothing about it. So we're going to take this hunk of burning love and we're going to go back underneath. And we're going to try to just kind of cram it up on top of the frame rail. And we'll see how that fits. And if that's good, or I just need to make a plate under each side or a tongue off the front. The tongue off the front. You know what I'm talking about. Why are you laughing? Like this. And then like this. And then like that. And then all we need to do is build a thing off the front. That actually will work. Well, that was easy.
First shot.
That can't be right. I think a spider just bit me in the neck. Yeah, I'm fairly certain I'm going to have special powers. I hope it's better fabrication skills because I need that. All right, this isn't so horrible. So if I come off the front like here, I got to get something flat. And we'll put it right here, and we're just going to go up. And then if we just put it in the press brake, and maybe we can bend it. I'm afraid this is going to twist. That's all kind of a long distance to go, you know?
Yeah, we can see that.
Yeah. Okay. There's one. I mean, something like this. Now we'll pretty it up, you know, and we'll put some gussets on the sides so it's strong. And then we'll angle it in to where the mount, you know, is, because the mount's here. And then on this side, we got these. And this goes all the way into the frame. So we can clamp it, and then we'll drill straight through, which will be a pain in the ass, but that'll make sure that the holes are definitely lined up. Our transmission mount needs a little bit of a jog in it. So we're going to try to use the press brake we made. And hopefully we can just make it kind of go up and in a little bit. Probably should get something better than a socket that would go flatter. I guess as long as that's flat, it's flat, right? Pretty good. Well, short of prettying it up, fits perfect. Our transmission mount fell apart because it's made in China, but this kind of gets where we need to go. I'll put the other bolts back in, then we'll square up the other side, and I think I'm just going to tack it in the middle so I know where this mount's going to go, and that way we can kind of square up this stuff. All right, so we put the cross member up, and I didn't push the plates all the way to the sides because I need to be able to twist it to get it out. So I tacked it all in, made sure I could take it out. And now we'll just run some beads on it, and we'll have to clamp it in, then drill the holes, and we got to get a new transmission mount, but we can at least mock it up. It'll hold itself up. It just, you know, I wouldn't drive with it because I think it would rip right out of it. So we'll get another one, but let's blast this up.
One eternity later.
Got most of it welded. I still got to build the gussets, but we're running out of time today. So if I could just get just a couple of bolts in here, I guess I'd be happy with that. Okay, that's marked. Got a hot one in the mouth. I made it through the whole thing. All right, now we pull it out, punch big holes. Well, this gives you an idea of kind of what we're going to be dealing with. Obviously, we got to get new hardware. I need a new transmission mount because that one literally fell apart. This exhaust always was lower than the frame. That should be about perfect. It's, you know, it'll sit right up in there. And worst case scenario, I can oval it a little bit there. Let's take the tranny jack out of it. See if it'll hold itself up. Tranny jack is out. That thing didn't even budge. Literally, it didn't sag, it didn't move at all. I am going to gusset it, definitely, because I'm afraid it's gonna, it'll, you know, bounce from the weight. So I'm just gonna put a gusset from there to there. We're gonna have to get that new mount. But other than that, that worked out great. The exhaust will be, you know, this is how level it was before, so it's basically the exact way it was. It comes out over there where Jess wants it. We are, oh, and I turned the converter because I was like, oh, I gotta bolt the converter up, and just puked all over the floor. We're gonna grab some headers, and I think I'm gonna take it off the jack stands and just kind of see what it looks like under full weight. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this episode of Managing Your Custom. I'm absolutely whooped. I am whooped.
I'm not.
Jess isn't. She helped where she could. She wasn't feeling great.
I didn't do much this weekend, but got a lot done.
Got a lot done. Alright. Engine's in. It's basically permanent. All the mounts are done. Transmission, cross member. I want to pretty it up a little bit. And I got to replace that broken Chinese transmission mount. Not a big deal. But everything fits well. We're going to have to get a set of headers. I have reached out to somebody who wanted to sponsor this build, and I said, hey, guess what? You can, because now I need some headers. Just a couple brief thank yous. Banjo Man 1963 bought some coffees on our Buy Us a Coffee link. He did include a very heartfelt message. I'm not going to read it to you. He's got some medical issues he's overcoming, and he says that he loves the content, and we wish him luck with all of that. Thank you is Ryan at Hebron Ace Hardware in Hebron, Connecticut on Main Street. They're always really good to me, guys. They're my go-to. I always go there and get hardware and stuff. And he's like, every time I come in, he wants to know, hey, is this for a video? And I says, yeah, you know. So they take good care of me, and I told him I'd give him a shout out. So.
And we get licorice there.
And we get licorice there. Yeah, yeah, they got good licorice there. So moving forward, we got a lot to do. So we got some power stop calipers that came in. You got drilled slotted rotors and pads, ceramic pads. We're gonna have to do all new brake lines. I got brake hoses. I got a measure for a drive shaft. We're gonna get that done.
Did you say calipers?
I said calipers.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you. She always is. She's editing me. I wish we had gotten done more this weekend, guys, but this was a lot of work. And if I don't start editing right now, I'm not getting you this video. So wrapping it up, how do you feel we're doing so far?
You seem to think it's going a lot quicker than you thought, so that must be good.
I didn't think I'd have the engine in that fast. The Crossmember was kind of a, you know, I think I overthink it too much sometimes when it's just keep it simple and run it and you'll be fine.
And I came out and I saw it painted. And I said, wow, when did you do that?
Yeah, I just threw some paint on it so it wouldn't rust. I mean, we're not restoring this.
It surprised me.
Anyway, guys. This is all stuff that we've done in a barn with, you know, a plasma cutter and a MIG welder. If you guys want that CUT-50 PRO, I'll put it in the description. Use David80 at checkout on Simder's website. You'll save 80 bucks on it. It only ends up being $169. And the 4050 Pro, I have a discount code for that too. Just remember, guys, you watch us do it. And if we can do it, you can do it.
Thanks for watching.